So, good morning, everyone. I know that the order of service usually is that we go into meditation at this time, but I'm going to switch things around a little bit because we're going to use the meditation to do something with that in that state. So, I'm going to go right into my talk today on the power of gratitude. Most of us live in a mental state of negative ruminations or emotional triggers of fight or flight activated brain. So today I'm going to talk about the neuroscience and the power of a gratitude activated brain state. In its simplest form, gratitude refers to a state of thankfulness or a state of being grateful. It is a positive emotional response to what we perceive when giving or receiving a benefit from someone. What about the art of receiving? It requires us to be open. It's an act of tremendous trust and tremendous vulnerability. It has been said that it is better to give than to receive, but they actually go hand in hand. The key that triggers gratitude is openness to receiving. The emotion or feeling of gratitude is associated with a sense of receiving as a personal benefit that was not intentionally sought after or deserved or even earned, but rather because of the good intentions of another. In other words, we experience the feeling of gratitude when we openly receive what is being gifted in the moment. Someone willing to give and someone willing to receive. In a spiritual context, just as we read today in our daily word, we may refer to this as grace. So neuroscience has determined that the emotion and state of grace or gratitude has an impact on our overall health and well-being on many levels. It is not happiness that brings us gratitude. It is gratitude that brings us happiness, affecting our overall biological functioning, especially the brain and the nervous system. And the effects of gratitude on the brain is very long lasting. We think that we are physical beings having a spiritual experience, and we're here to develop our spirituality when we come to a Unity Church service or when we do our practices. The truth is, we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, so they go hand in hand. And this is how we start to realize, I think science is kind of catching up with that idea. So neuroimagery has allowed scientists to actually see where these emotions light up in the brain. They've identified which neurochemicals our body produces, and they have even been able to measure how practicing gratitude can grow our brains. Gratitude produces a feeling of long-lasting happiness and contentment, the physiological basis of which lies at the neurotransmitter level. They have found that gratitude is a natural antidepressant. The effects of gratitude, when practiced daily, they have determined that gratitude can be almost as effective as medications in treating anxiety and depression. The brain, on gratitude, releases dopamine and serotonin, which are two crucial feel-good neurotransmitters. These brain chemicals enhance mood immediately, making us feel happy from the inside. By reducing the stress hormones and managing the automatic nervous system functions, gratitude significantly reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety. That's how it works. By consciously practicing gratitude every day, we can help the brain develop new neural pathways to strengthen themselves and ultimately create a permanent, grateful, and positive nature or sustained state of being. That's the thing that a lot of unitics like us kind of walk around in a lot. People are wondering, what are you on? We're on gratitude. Gratitude also helps the body and brain release toxic emotions. It works as a natural stress detox for the mind and the body. Two main sites in the brain, the hippocampus and the amygdala, which regulate emotions, memory, and bodily functioning, get activated with the feelings of gratitude. So gratitude can even reduce pain symptoms. A study conducted on individuals seeking mental health guidance revealed that participants of the group who wrote letters of gratitude besides their regular counseling sessions felt better and recovered sooner. They had better cardiac functioning and were more resilient to emotional setbacks and negative experiences. Gratitude practices reduce cardiac disease, inflammation, and neurodegeneration significantly. These are real results that science has discovered. National Institute of Health and Research examined the blood flow in various parts of the brain while subjects summoned up feelings of gratitude. And they found that the subjects who showed more gratitude overall had higher levels of activity in the hypothalamus, which controls a huge array of essential bodily functions and has a great influence on metabolism, stress levels, and sleep. Feelings of gratitude directly activated brain regions associated with the neurotransmitter dopamine. Dopamine feels good to get. It's a great chemical that feels great in us, which is why it's generally considered the reward neurotransmitter. But dopamine is also most important in initiating action. That means increase in dopamine makes you more likely to do that thing you just did again. It activates the reward centers in the brain, which makes it say, oh, do that again. It felt so good. The social psychologists have also learned that gratitude is an emotion that directly impacts our ability to build and sustain social bonds. And these emotions reinforce pro-social responses in the future. In other words, it makes us more prone to do good for others. At the neurochemical level, feelings of gratitude are associated with an increase in the neural modulation of the prefrontal cortex, the brain site responsible for managing negative emotions like guilt and shame and violence. Gratitude does change the neural structures in the brain by activating that reward center of the brain, and gratitude exchange alters the way we see the world and ourselves. In the book Grateful Brain by author Alex Korb, he said that our brain is conditioned to function in a repeated way. For example, a person who worries too much about adverse outcomes will subconsciously rewire his brain to process negative information only. It becomes a pattern of thought that can impact how they see the world, their health, their relationships, and their overall well-being. Korb also mentioned that our mind cannot focus on positive and negative information at the same time. So we get to choose. By consciously practicing gratitude, we can train the brain to attend selectively to positive emotions and thoughts, thus reducing anxiety and feelings of apprehension and getting all the other neurophysical and psychosocial benefits of this emotional state. So let's think about it. How were we taught about gratitude? We might have heard things like, you should be grateful. Or maybe we were taught to say, we were grateful. to say we were grateful. I am thankful for my food. I am thankful, becomes kind of rote, as the idea was more cognitive than emotional. But the real power of gratitude is really feeling it. And we can learn to cultivate this feeling of gratitude as a spiritual practice. In a minute, I'm going to lead you through a short meditation practice to activate these energy centers in the body and the brain, to cultivate and generate a state of grace known as gratitude. Gratitude fosters adaptive coping mechanisms. By managing positive emotions like satisfaction, happiness, and pleasure, gratitude enhances our emotional resilience and builds our inner strength to combat stress. We are strengthening ourselves from the inside. You can train yourself to activate this state at any time. Here are a few tips you can implement to begin developing a practice of gratitude with intention and follow through. Start by giving yourself gratitude and appreciation. Write a note of gratitude to yourself. It's okay to feel happy about an accomplishment or attitude you are working on. When so much negative stuff is going on, we have to help ourselves maintain an attitude of gratitude by noticing and acknowledging every little thing we can truly feel grateful for. This is what starts the neurotransmitters going. So another example might be to write a note of gratitude to someone else. The more detailed and more in-depth the note, the more effective it is in activating the neural feel-good chemicals in you and in the one who receives your note. Another example, keeping a gratitude journal. The practice has been found to lessen the effects of stress, improve the quality of sleep, and build emotional awareness. At the beginning of each day, or whenever you can devote 5 to 10 minutes a day, write about what you are genuinely feeling gratitude for in your life. Nothing is too small of a thing to consider and mention. My friend taught me to begin by appreciating that first taste of coffee in the morning. I hold the cup, take in the aroma, start to anticipate how much I appreciate this time, and take a sip of coffee. That really gets me going on a high note of gratitude. Find something that you can truly feel grateful for and acknowledge it fully. Another way is to remember a time when you felt gratitude. Can you recall a time or an episode in your life when you received something that you really felt gratitude for? A gesture, a helping hand, a gift, a much needed act of kindness. Try to recall that feeling or relive the gratitude that you felt so you can remember how it feels. That is the feeling you want to activate and generate to get the neurochemicals going and the brain firing to make these connections. The same memory can trigger your gratitude circuitry in the brain again and again and again. So it's a great little tool. So now what I'd like is for us to put that into practice today. So locate that piece of paper that I mentioned and a pen. Just make sure it's nearby and available for you, that you can reach it in a minute. And we're going to begin our meditation time. Okay, so let's get prepared. Let's begin the meditation by relaxing the body. You can gently close your eyes and center yourself. And take 3 deep cleansing breaths of life together. In fully through the nose. and out fully through the mouth. This helps to release that tension from the body. Gently place your hand over your heart if that helps to center you, as you hold yourself in this beautiful feeling of gratitude and appreciation for yourself. With every deep, slow breath, allow the feeling of gratitude and appreciation to activate your heart center. This is your life force. Continue to breathe gently and evenly, and allow this feeling of gratitude and appreciation to well up in your heart center. Feel the gratitude and appreciation for your breath, for your beating heart, for your body, for yourself. And continue to generate and expand on this feeling of gratitude and appreciation for anything that comes to your mind in memory, in experience. Now bring to mind a person or persons who have offered their support when you needed it the most in your life. Try to recall the feelings of thankfulness you felt in your heart again. Briefly and deeply relive the experience in your memory so that you fully experience the emotional state of gratitude. And allow it to grow, to fill you with that emotion. Truly feel this gratitude in you. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes and silently write a brief note of gratitude to whomever or whatever you are feeling it for at this moment. as you feel and express this gratitude, your vibration is shifting and lifting. Your body is rejoicing. It is giving you those feel-good chemicals. It is giving you ideas. It is blessing you with grace. How is everyone feeling? The real deal. So practicing gratitude is gaining a life view of thankfulness by appreciating ourselves, our dear ones, nature, and the Almighty. We experience the purest form of all positive emotions, and we are emotional beings. It helps us to realize that nothing is obvious and nothing is to be taken for granted. For it is the little things in life where our real joy lies. And our ability to cultivate this state can be the most important thing we do. Namaste.